Hello everyone, welcome back to Air Tycoon 5 World Domination. Um, Today we're just going to be doing something pretty exciting, and that's going to be reaching a profit threshold. As you can see, my profit's lower than you might expect for this time. And the reason for that is I accidentally had my prices fucked up. I accidentally at some point set the prices to all my Tupolevs, halving their profit. And they may not make a lot of money, but there also are 500 of them. So yeah, 500 times any amount of money becomes quite a bit of money. So yeah, with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. I'm just kind of curious to see what my profit is going to hit on this uptick here. 2.17 billion. Um, Not bad. Our World Traveler Index has decided to go down as well, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, sweet, yo. Yeah, World Traveler Index is really getting up there. Though we are having some other issues. Toronto is about to fill up, and I can't open a base, and literally all my bases around here are completely full. Um, so yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But I mean, what can you do? Like, pretty unlucky that that's the case. But I'll have a chance to buy the airlines which own some of the slots in Toronto. If my theory is correct, that these guys enter the M&A list as a certain fraction of your income, then that's gonna work out. But if it's not, no idea how I'm gonna bankrupt them. Nobody seems to be bankrupting now, anyways. Um, these are the airlines I can buy. I mean, like, I could buy Aero Korea right now, but why would I? Terrible profit. This guy, British Line, I should really consider buying him. I think this is the guy in Charlotte. 26 million at 250K is not bad at all. I mean, 26 billion is like, for me, it's approximately just under a year to increase my profit. 250,000 is not bad. I mean, maybe if I get lazy with playing this game, I can start buying these guys. But for now, um, it's a bit difficult. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to buy all of them. Their profit is too high, right? Because, like, in order for me to buy them, my profit has to encompass literally all of them. And does it? I'm not too sure. Here, let's take a look. Where are they? Where are they? They're here, right? Yeah, so if I add up all these profits, is that equal to mine? Because if it's not, then I won't be able to buy them, right? And I think it's just, like, I just have greater profit than all of these guys put together. So in theory, I could save up and start buying these guys out one by one by one. But, like, should I? The real question is, should I? And right now, I feel like I have better things to do. Basically, I still have slots. And once I'm completely out of those is when I'm going to consider starting to buy out other companies. So the first thing I want to check is how many ultra long range routes do I have which are worth making direct, because I mean, I think we're going to start to get some ultra long range planes soon, mainly the 747-400 at 1300 range. It's definitely going to be the longest thing we have so far. We also have the 200 at what's it called? How far is this? 12,700. But that's, not particularly far. So, anyways, with all that in mind, I think what I'm going to do is actually just continue buying 767-200s for stopovers. Basically, just occupying as many slots as possible in the entire game world with nice, profitable routes. I mean, I don't know how many of these I have left. Uh, how many routes I have for these guys left, but, like, you know. We'll never know until we actually run out. Well, I'm worried we'll take forever, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see about that. I mean, right now, my profit is so high, and it's increasing quite quickly as well. It's increasing more, about 200,000 a year, which, actually isn't as fast as buying out those companies, I think. But what this does do is efficiently use my slots. And I think it's a less lazy way to play the game than just buying out the existing companies, which I don't know. I'm not sure which is better for growth at this point. Making my own routes or buying those guys out. But, I mean, we'll only be able to find out once, once I start replacing these planes with appropriately sized ones. Because, for example, a lot of these routes, yeah, they're great for 6 sevens, and then occasionally you'll just see a really, really great route in here. I'm trying to find an example of a really, really great one, but here, like Shanghai to Denver or something, a really, really great route. And it's just kind of being wasted by a 767, which isn't even close to its capacity. So, like, yeah, that's a thing. And I mean, I'm only going to be able to figure out the true efficiency of the company once those routes have basically become nearly universally populated by appropriately sized aircraft like 747s. I think once the 747s come out, basically I'm going to only order 747s, which, sounds like a really naive strategy, basically, but the reason why I'm only going to order 747s when they come out is because I'm going to use those 747s to replace the 767s and other planes which I have, which are flying on, routes which are probably too small or too big for the aircraft. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of work to do. Also, yeah, somebody else in the previous episode I just uploaded. So, remember, my episodes are about two behind. So I have about like two episodes stored on my phone at any time. Pointed out that in the airports video, 8K times 3,600 slots is 28K. And I cannot tell you how I did not realize that 8 is basically 10, and 10 times 36, that, or 3,600 is really not any hard math. So yeah, I don't know how I did notice that, but thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, all the slot, like the airport money makes sense. For some reason, I thought it would be more though. I thought each airport would be like 100,000 or 60,000 at least. I think I remember airports making 60,000 in previous Air Tycoons. I'm not sure if it'll scale into that. What the frick's up with that? I'm not sure if those numbers will eventually increase to those numbers as the planes landing and taking off and stuff get bigger. But I mean, only time will tell. Also, as you guys can see, I'm right now focusing on Singapore. Don't know why. I mean, basically when I'm making routes now, I just pick a city, almost any city in the whole world, and I just start making routes to it. Like, I don't want to sack Kuala Lumpur slots quite yet, but it looks like I have to. So we go ahead and do that. And then I don't want my Kuala Lumpur to lose its slots. So I'm going to make some Kuala Lumpur routes. Why not? Gonna have to do this now or later anyway. And I guess I'll use Dallas as the stopping point. Dallas to a lot of these cities is not a great route, but luckily Kuala Lumpur is the longer leg anyway. Maybe I should, for Kuala Lumpur, try and grab slightly better routes like Lyon routes, which are about, I don't know, 300 or bigger in size. Just be a little bit more cautious so that when I upgrade these planes, and I always say when I upgrade these planes because I haven't actually reached that point once in a Let's Play for such an incredibly long time. Yeah, but I'm about to reach it in this game world. In just a few turns, I'm going to have to start replacing aircraft, and some of the initial aircraft I'll have to replace are just Tupolevs, which, really cost nothing. And even if they're not replacing the ideal aircraft, I mean, who really cares? It's just a few dollars, you know what I mean? But these 747s are going to be our juicy money makers. Every single one replaced is going to make 3,000 and then some more than the last. Increased satisfaction, increased decreased expenses. I could be expecting even more than that, to be honest. Maybe like a 4,000 to 5,000 increase per aircraft per 747 replaced, and I can't wait for that. In addition, every single 707/DC-8 replaced is going to be an additional amount. I'm not really sure how much yet. I think probably likely maybe 2 to 3K increase when I change them to a at this point I'm looking at A310s. So yeah, I know some of those routes which are out of range, I'll replace them with 747s, or I mean, there's not really a great mid-sized plane out there right now. And when I say mid-sized, I mean 300 to 400 seater. Like there's 767-300, but like I kind of want something slightly bigger than the 300, which is 350 seats, I believe. Like a 400 would be great. The range gets kind of small, but that's fine. Also, I need to just hold some of these slots with Kuala Lumpur. So I'm just going to do this. Um, okay. Let me make the route. Yep. I just need, once again, I just need to hold some of the slots for Kuala Lumpur. Like, I don't want them to go back to the computers. Um, so there we go. That should hold the slots for Kuala Lumpur nicely. And let me expand out of Singapore um, in peace, basically. Uh, yeah, so basically now I can continue to just expand out of good old Singapore in peace. Yeah, Singapore is a really, really fantastic hub. I think it's the biggest city in Asia, so that's really nice. And the other thing really nice about these routes is even though Dallas is a lot smaller than Singapore, the route is a lot shorter. So it has a lot more weight, a lot less weight in terms of the passenger count because like everything in this game scales off of the range and World Traveler Index. So the prices scale up with range, um, and the expenses scale up with range, and the amount of schedule scales down with range. So therefore, like also the number of passenger demand you need to fill to reach 100% is less, but at the same time, less passengers still makes more money because the prices are higher. So basically, you know, when doing the stopovers, the longer the half of the route, the more important it is basically. And on another note, it looks like we are running out of cities. Jeez. To connect to Singapore, just in general. There's Leipzig. Wait, Leipzig's tiny. What? I didn't realize Leipzig was so small. But like, look at all these other cities. They're either tiny or already taken. Um, like I've even done some of the Greek cities, which aren't Athens. I guess we gotta have like stuff in here. Yeah, that's kind of worth taking, especially considering the North American half can have a nicer destination. Very nice indeed. And what else? Singapore to looking at this mess. See if we can see anything untaken in that mess. And it doesn't look like we are freaking thorough. Do you see this? Okay, I guess we're not that thorough. We could do something like this. Hey, that's smart. Wait, where am I lacking slots? Singapore? I think it's probably Singapore. No, it wasn't Singapore. It was the middle city. No, it's L.A. Jesus, I'm dumb. Um, let's see. Need more slots in L.A. I think I still have some banked here. Yeah, we can take this out. Why don't we work on L.A. for a bit? Just L.A. to just about any city. To Singapore is gonna be a good route. 4 schedules a week too. Haven't had one of those in a long time. And then we get like Singapore to Pyongyang. Why not? Uh, I know Pyongyang's tiny, but I think it's kind of funny to make a route to Pyongyang that goes straight to the west. That probably exists in real life anyway. I mean, I think it's actually not that hard to visit North Korea. I was actually recently reading about a blog of a guy who visited North Korea, and him, he was trying to decipher basically which parts of traveling North Korea are legitimate and which parts are, like when you go to North Korea, you're not free to just roam around the country, understandably. Instead, you get like a tour guide who kind of takes you around and like you got to question whether everything you're seeing is what the government wants you to see or just legitimate. And he was claiming that a lot more of the country you see is just legitimate the way the country is rather than set up by the government. But at the same time, as a tourist, when you do go to North Korea, you do tend to be shown only the most rich parts of North Korea. But yeah, also what I was basically trying to say is it's not as hard to go to North Korea as a lot of people may think. And it's also probably a lot nicer to go to North Korea than a lot of people may think. It's just got pretty nice, pretty good views, pretty nice landscapes. Though, I mean, if you're somebody like me and you like views and landscapes, this is the best place in the world right here. So yeah, basically you not only have the views and the landscapes and all that stuff, but it's basically private because there's so few people, which is why Canada is just awesome. But anyways, let's go ahead and set the prices. We've done this many times. You guys know the drill. And then fuel, make sure we have fuel, and then save the game. Just our normal procedure. We can go ahead and pass the turn. Wow, we're still above 2 billion, which is very nice indeed. Taking a look at some other things. Uh, the IL-96. Oh god, what a terrible aircraft. 4 engines, but only like 300 something seats. Like, then again, that's exactly what the A340 was. And the A340 wasn't a success, but it wasn't a failure either, in my eyes. Yeah, look at how fast the cash is coming in too. Now, I like to make routes every other turn because it takes a long time. But okay, we're finally below 2 billion again. Oh yes, we're still climbing fast enough to get more people on this M&A list, it appears, um, which is simply awesome. Air Americana has been added to this list. But I do see a problem, which is at the top half of the table. I'm still growing like faster to them because I was less than 3 times bigger than this guy, and now I'm more than 3 times bigger than this guy. So I can tell you I'm still also exponentially growing faster than the AIs, meaning I'm using my money more efficiently to make more money than these AIs, like 400,000. What's the ratio right now? 400,000, so close to just under 5 to 1, about 4.5 to 1 is the profit between me and the next best guy. So hopefully, if I can keep this up, I'll stay in front. So I got like 40 aircraft. I'm going to go ahead and use these. It'll take a long time, and I'll be right back. Hello guys, and I rejoin you here. And for the first time, I kind of wanted to show you guys the kind of routes I've been making. So here's a list as I scroll through. You can see there's some good ones, Chicago to Riyadh. And there's some pretty bad ones in there as well. There's some really good ones and some really bad ones. But like, let's see if we can get, there's the Seoul to Lagos, pretty good one. Seattle to Hong Kong, some pretty good ones. Another group of pretty good ones direct, as you guys can see. And then the rest are just stopovers. Vladivostok, Rome, Mangua, tons and tons of routes. And tons of money, hopefully. Now, I've already set the prices and stuff like that. So all I have to do now is order the next batch of planes. And I would say there's still demand left for probably at least 400 to 500 more of these 767-200s, which is crazy. Once I get close to that number of having 400 to 500 more aircraft than I do now, it'll start to get tough to find new, better routes or more slots. But I'm pretty sure, like, every time I think it's getting hard, I find a kind of new group of undiscovered slash unused demand. I already have 400 767-200s. So yeah, absolutely insane things. Like, look at this kind of route. Like, could so easily be something larger. So as soon as the 747-400 comes out, I'm gonna start replacing existing planes with 747-400. I'm gonna stop buying 767s basically, because I think I'm gonna get overrun by the number of those planes I do have. The test flight's already started, so hopefully it comes soon. Yeah, let's go ahead and pass the turn. All right, we're profit down a little bit, as I think that was from last time. This Air Americana. So no new planes or airlines on the M&A list. On the other hand, this is overflowing a bit. So I'll just fix the bad problem, which is the main hub, and see if anything else is causing a problem. Okay, Nairobi might not be causing a big problem, but like seeing 160%, you can't let 160% slide like that. There's some other bad ones here, like Miami and Orlando. I mean, these airports only see a few flights a week, but like they're all big planes. They're all 747s, 767s. So might as well fix those as well. And yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to do. Of course, it's going to be a while before my next batch of planes comes in, so we go ahead and pass the next turn as well. All right, down to 1.5 billion. A little bit unfortunate. We got the BA, we got the AN225. Oh, we got a new airline on the M&A list too. Sry Airlines. Sweet. Yeah, we're just mopping these guys up onto the M&A list now. Yeah, it's not gonna be long before everyone's up here. Like, let's look at Ocean Air, the next best guy, 300,000. So I'm consistently about 5 times the next guy's profit now, and 30 more 767. So another long break, and I'll be back. All right, guys, finally finished scheduling off these 30 aircraft. The pace at which I'm going at this is definitely slowing down. I have to look a little bit farther between the creation of each route. Just a little bit more searching, but what the frick am I doing? Um, yeah, like it's basically I'm slowing down. Taking me a little few more minutes per thing. I mean, it still probably only takes me about 10 minutes to schedule 30 planes. But yeah, it's getting a lot slower for sure. A lot more like checking and the routes are getting a little bit worse too, but still there are numerous, and I mean numerous, more routes which could be taken with a 767. Um, and I accidentally just bought a single one. Yeah, good thing I don't have to buy them individually. It would take a while. Though yeah, I've been spending way too much time playing this game, like way too much. Um, yeah, I don't think a normal human should ever have created 3,000 routes by hand, but I have done this, so oops, I do not want to pass the turn. Yeah, 3,000 routes by hand is not recommended for your sanity. It is not included in this package. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and pass the turn and hope this freaking 747 comes out, so I can stop. I can stop doing this at this frequency. All right, 2.1 billion on the uptick. It's not particularly good. Um, though we are rapidly bankrupting everyone. Okay, here's how it's gonna go. Right, if I bankrupt everyone, of course, there's no point in me doing so much manual work to increase my profit anymore, unless I'm trying to hit some kind of record, right? Um, but even just buying these guys out should get me basically pretty close to a record anyway. Um, Seeing that, like, look at these guys' profit. I mean, you add all of these up, and it's quite a bit. It really is. There's a billion. First 3 guys is a billion. Next 5 guys is a billion. There's another 2 billion, and a bit to be had just off this use market. I mean, and if I were to just pass turns to be able to buy those guys, I'd be able to afford them fast. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So, anyways, on another note, we're about to hit like freaking plane replacement time. So, show me those 747-400s. Let me see them. I really want to get to that this episode, but if I have to schedule more planes, I might just stop. All right, guys, let's hope and pray. And 225 is now being sold. Wait, can I buy one of these just for fun? Like, buy a plane. Like, it'll be. I don't know if it's possible to make the Antonov 225 profitable in this game, but like, how hilarious would it be to operate one of these guys? 4,000 range, almost no like possible route can fill this thing. Hmm. It better have good satisfaction. Only 98% as well. Like what's a A300 freighter? It's 101%. It's not even very satisfying. I don't know why you'd use it. 5.9 fuel efficiency. You know what? I think I should just because it's gonna be freaking hilarious. Where can I put it? Between Chicago and New York? I mean, yeah, that's pretty high business. And there's literally just an AN24 right now. Yeah, I'm gonna buy an Antonov 225 just to see if it's possible to make a profit with this behemoth. Um, so yeah, it should be pretty fun. And 225. Should I get every upgrade? Oh god. 500,000 for one plane. No, I'm gonna get unupgraded. Just I can hardly get myself to push this button because like, oh, okay, we got it. Yeah, that's a regretful decision, but I think it's like just for the lulz, you know. Um, Not really a practical plane. Okay, I really don't feel like scheduling anymore. I mean, I'm so done with freaking opening planes. So next episode, we'll figure those two things out. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.